You know, this person was one of the most underrated relievers of his era. And when he finally arrived in Montreal, a lot of people tried to get him over the years. He didn't like the country and the province because of high taxes and the separatists. So he stood up for what he believed in. He said publicly, I'm surrounded by a bunch of separatists. Darold Knowles. Now, Darold Dwayne Knowles, born in Brunswick, Missouri, played in Major League Baseball, a left-handed pitcher from 65 to 1980, most prominently as a member of the Oakland A's Dynasty, which won 3 consecutive World Series titles between 72 and 74. In the 73 World Series, he became the first pitcher to appear in all 7 games of a title event. He also played for the Orioles, Phillies, Senators, Rangers, Cubs, the Expos, and the Cardinals. He served as a pitching coach or pitching rehab coordinator from 81 to 2020 at the major or minor league levels. So that's 55 years at the higher echelon of Major League Baseball. Knowles, born on December 9, 1941 in Brunswick, the son of Verda and Ralph. He attended Brunswick High School. He played in the Kansas City area summer collegiate level Ban Johnson League and once struck out either 32 or 32 tree batters in a 13-inning win, 1-0 league game. In July-September 1960, he led all Ban Johnson Central Missouri Eastern Division pitchers with 83 strikeouts in 55.1 innings and had a 15-2 one-loss record. His Ban Johnson teams won consecutive state titles. He attended the University of Missouri, but left school to sign with the Orioles in February 61. He spent 5 seasons in the Orioles farm system, Aberdeen, Elmira, Stockton, and Rochester, with a short 6-game stint in 62 with the Minnesota Twins affiliate Charlotte Hornets of the South Atlantic League. He's mostly utilized as a starter, though he did pitch 47 games in relief. In his 5-year minor league career, he had a 56-33 one-loss record, 2.77 ERA, striking out 799 batters and 852 innings pitched. He played under future Hall of Fame manager Earl Weaver at Elmira, where some of his teammates included Dave McNally, Mark Belanger, David Johnson, and future Hall of Fame executive Pat Gillick. Years later, Weaver told Knowles that Knowles' success under Weaver was one of the reasons Weaver made it to major leagues. In between, Knowles played winter ball with the Tubarões de Laguardo club of Venezuela League in the 64-65 season, where he went 13-9 to earn Triple Crown honors, with 2.37 ERA and 155 strikeouts. He made his debut with the Orioles on April 18, 1965, pitching 1.2 innings out of the bullpen, but gave up 5 earned runs before returning to AAA Rochester Red Wings, where he went 11-5. Upon completion of the International League season, he received a September call back up to Baltimore, where he went 0-1 with a 6.92 ERA in his return. The loss came against the Tigers and Knowles' only start. Eventually, he was traded with Jackie Brandt to the Phillies for Jack Balashun on December 6, 1965. He won the season opener against the Cardinals, pitching 6 innings of 1-run ball as a relief pitcher to earn his first career win. His first career save came on May 12 against the Dodgers. .466, he earned 13 saves. His 69 appearances, all in relief, were the third highest total in the association. At the end of the only season in Philly, he was traded to the Washington Senators for Don Locke. Knowles began earning a reputation as a workhorse relief pitcher, as he was used 61 times by manager Gil Hodges in 67. That year, he had a 2.70 ERA with 14 saves. In an August 9, 1967 game against the Twins, he came in to pitch in the 8th inning and would become a 20-inning game. He pitched 10 innings of shutout baseball through the 17th. He allowed only 3 hits and struck out 10. He was used 32 times 68 with a 2.18 ERA and 4 saves. When the season was cut short by President Lyndon B. Johnson's reserve call-up of the USAF's 113 Tactical Fighter Wing, in which an airman first class. He returned to the Senators in May and went 4-0 with 4 saves and a 2.01 ERA to earn his only career All-Star nod. He finished 69 with a 9-2 record, 2.25 ERA, and 13 saves. This was Knowles' only season with the Senators, where the team finished above 500. Despite a 2-14 record in 1970, he enjoyed career highs in saves with 27, appearances 71, and innings pitched at 119.1. He had a 2.04 ERA. The 70 team was 70-92 and finished last in the American League East Division. During his time with the Senators, the team only finished above 500 again that one time. He also played under manager of the Hall of Fame great Ted Williams in 69-70, who thought Knowles was the best relief pitcher in the major leagues. Now, in May 1971, the American League West First Place Athletics acquired Knowles and Mike Epstein for Frankie Fernandez, Paul Lindblad, and Don Minchner. Knowles only allowed 4 of 35 inherited runners to score and earned 7 saves and 5 wins out of the bullpen that all included Rolly Fingers and Bob Locker. The A's won the West that year by 16 games over the Royals, but were swept by the Orioles in the 71 ALCS. Knowles' only series appearance came in Game 3. In 72, he went 5-1 with 11 saves and a 1.37 ERA, but was lost for the postseason due to a broken thumb. In 72, the A's won their first of 3 consecutive World Series titles, which lasted until 74. Now, Knowles made 5 starts for the world champion A's in 73, pitching his only completing game shutout against the Red Sox on August 14th. He threw 47 games in relief. The Athletics repeated as American League champions and faced the Mets in the World Series. He appeared all 7 games of the set, pitching 6 1/3 innings while giving up an earned run and earning the saves in Game 1 and 7. With 2 outs in the 9th inning of Game 7, manager Dick Williams brought Knowles in to replace future Hall of Fame relief pitcher Rolly Fingers. Knowles got the final out to seal the victory. And Knowles considers this the most memorable moment of his career. He's the only one of only 2 pitchers to appear in all 7 games of the World Series, the only other being Brandon Morrow in 2017. Coincidentally, Knowles was the pitching coach at High A Dunedin, the Blue Jays' Florida State affiliate, when Morrow was a prospect with the club. In his 1980 autobiography, Athletics manager Alvin Dark recalled that Knowles was having a bad year in 74. In one game where Knowles struggled, Dark came to the mound to remove him from the game. Now Knowles argued with him on the mound, protesting he should not get in shape unless he was able to pitch more often. "Why don't you trade me?" asked Dark when he got back to the dugout. "Because nobody wants you, that's why," Dark retorted. Knowles went 3-3 with a 4.22 ERA and blowing 2 of his 5 save opportunities. However, his .296 batting average was the highest in the Oakland bullpen. Regardless, the A's won their 3rd World Series in a row in 74. However, Knowles did not make a postseason appearance. Shortly after the World Series, he, Bob Locker, and trio were dealt to the Cubs for Hall of Famer Billy Williams. When he inherited their closer role in Chicago, he saved 15 in 75 and 9 in 76. Shortly before spring training in 77, Knowles was dealt to the Rangers for the player to be named later, which was Gene Klein's, in cash. There he went 5-2 with 4 saves to help the Rangers to a second-place finish. After the season, he was reunited with his former A's manager Dick Williams, but his contract was sold to the Expos. He appeared in 60 games with the Expos, going 3-3 with 6 saves and a .238 ERA. However, he did not enjoy playing in Canada, citing taxes, language problems, and political unrest in Quebec as the reasons for his displeasure. After just one campaign in Montreal, the Expos granted him free agency in late 78. He signed a 2-year deal with his home team, Cardinals. When he made 48 appearances and earned 6 saves with the Cards in 79, he only made 2 appearances in April 80 before retiring to accept a coaching position in the Cardinals farm system. At the time of his retirement, he was tied for 13 in career saves. Through 2024, he is tied for 100 in career saves. The standards for awarding saves became less stringent since Knowles first started pitching. Now, he served 8 years as the minor league roving pitching coach for the Cardinals, with a short stint as the Cardinals pitching coach in 83. In 89, he was hired as the Phillies pitching coach by the team's new GM, Lee Thomas, who had been director of the Cardinals minor system. Dick Lea, also former the Cardinals coaching staff, became the Phillies' new manager the same year. The 89 Phillies went 67-91-5-1. Under Knowles, the pitching staff had a National League worst 4.04 ERA. After the 90 season, the Phillies moved Knowles to a minor league pitching coach position with the Clearwater Threshers, the Florida State League, where he served for a decade, and eventually became the pitching coach for Nashville Sounds, the AAA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2001, and was on that team until 2003. In 2005, he was the pitching coach for AAA Indianapolis Indians of the International League, who had become affiliated with the Pirates, with a sound switching affiliation to the Brewers in 2005. In 2006, he was named as the pitching coach for the Blue Jays in Dunedin, in the Florida State League, replacing Rick Langford. Knowles continued coaching with Dunedin for many years, later becoming the Blue Jays rehab pitching coordinator. His final years as the Blue Jays rehab coordinator were 2020. He dealt with a lot of injuries with the Blue Jays and very dedicated. He was a big part of our big success in the mid-2010s. Now, he was named the Florida State League's Baseball Hall of Fame in 2012 for his coaching at Clearwater Dunedin, and of course, he's a member of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in 2012. Darold was a man of few words. I do remember a interview, I think it was either Dave Van Horn or Duke Snyder, saying, well, what do you like to play with Montreal? Well, I said, I play with Dick Williams. So he went to Montreal to play under Dick, and he liked Dick. I know he wasn't a big fan of Alvin Darkwell, who was. Alvin being the holy roller he was. But Darold Knowles, ladies and gentlemen, he was part of the Mustache Brigade out of relief, especially 73. And it's kind of weird because Dick Williams and having him and Rolly Fingers and Dare, that gave 5 innings. If Williams felt that Knowles could go 5 innings, we would give it, but Rolly could do 5 innings as well. I think he's one of the most underrated relievers of all time because he pitched with some really, really key situations. That 7-game series against the Mets. The Mets was a hard-scrabble team. They could easily defeat the A's, but it's the relief pitching that won the A's those 3 series. Because you look why the Dodgers lost in 74 and Mike Marshall couldn't stop the big hitters for Oakland. So, ladies and gentlemen, Darold Knowles, former Montreal Expos, Oakland A's, and like I said, part of that great dynasty. And if you like what you're doing here, we're a tribute to former Montreal Expo player and former Oakland A's players. Let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.